What?
Okay. Yep. Could we please have everyone stand for the pledge and remain standing for the land acknowledgement statement? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Salamanca City Central School District acknowledges the homeland of the Anandabhatka, the people of the Great Hill, the Seneca people on whose ancestral and modern day land Salamanca School District now stands and whose water we enjoy. We stand with all indigenous peoples in their resolve to remain connected to their land. While we cannot undo what has been done, it is the goal of the Salamanca City Central School District to recognize the history and make improvements that will benefit the next 7 generations of indigenous students. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
Let's see. We do not actually.
Okay. First, we need to appoint a clerk pro tem. And that would be, we need a motion that we put Karen as our clerk pro tem tonight. Is that a motion by Carrie?
Second.
Second by Ted. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. All right. Sorry, Karen. Okay, next we need a motion to approve the agenda as is.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Tad, second by Carrie. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Next, or first on recognitions and presentations, we have our Warrior logo presentation.
Terrific, that's me.
That is.
So just a couple moments as a bit of a refresher. You'll recall back in November of last year that New York State came out with a regulation indicating that school district logos or names or mascots that reference indigenous individuals or groups needed to be eliminated. We went through a rather significant process for several months, gathering community feedback. During one of those sessions, Mr. Carson Waterman, who is the original designer and artist for the Warrior logo that we see all around our school district, presented a updated version and made a plea that we essentially keep the Warrior logo as it is, as a symbol of our school district. We then collaborated and worked with the Seneca Nation, and through their efforts, they endorsed that we continue to use the logo that we have, which is our Warrior, we refer to it as our Warrior logo, and continue to be the Warriors. That was accepted by New York State, and what we'd like to do now is officially adopt the updated logo that was designed again by Mr. Waterman. So we'll take a look right here. It is very similar to the traditional logo that we do have. It is still a Seneca male. One thing that's a little bit different is that the Gastoa has significantly more detail to it. And you'll notice that we have incorporated, or he has incorporated, his signature into the logo. Our Native American curriculum team has actually developed some informational material around this logo. So on the next slide, you'll see the updated logo with information that can be used and will be shared with not only community members, but everywhere our logo goes, so that we have a better understanding of the logo itself. And that includes the reference to the Anandabhatka, the keepers of the western door. That's why it faces to the west. We see the Gastoa and what that means and how it has identified the Seneca Nation. We'll also see reference to the braided hair and why that is. We also reference the skin tone. One thing that we don't have that's identified here is we specifically incorporated Mr. Waterman's signature, because historically Native American art has had the artist's name taken away. And we wanted to do our best to try and undo that. And this should be an example of that. So since this is his design, we wanted to make sure that he was always associated with that. So later this evening, there will be under new business, a request to actually adopt this as our official logo moving forward. And if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Have any questions?
All right,
All right, thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, under communications, let's see, in here. Here, that's it. Oh, there you are. You're right in the front. I'm used to seeing you right over there. You can't change seats on me.
Yes.
Do you have an update?
Yeah, just a couple quick updates. A lot of people probably and students and the staff have seen around the school, we've been putting up our SYD flyers. Been having on the morning and afternoon announcements, putting them out on Facebook, social media, and things like that. That's our central community to answer. Of course, it's open to any student in the district, come and learn Iroquois and traditional song and dances, ways to be able to run social dances, to be able to announce songs, to be able to kind of take what we teach you maybe outside of school, maybe make your own little groups and then do your own things. Really just kind of teach you more academically, I guess, in a way, and culturally of what the instruments are and how we use them and what they're used for and what dances they're used for. More than just kind of what we used to run SYD, where it was a lot more of just kind of a social dance. Everyone kind of gets together, we dance for 45 minutes and kind of part. We want to make this a lot more interactive, a lot more question and answer, maybe break down certain social dances and things piece by piece. We'll do, SCCSD, which is like women's shuffle dance, maybe for one day, and break that down, what that means, and maybe how to announce that song, and what instruments are used for that song, and then maybe run some of those. And so we want to kind of break it down more like that, so you can really take things home with you and learn. Felt like that might be able to capture the students best. So please, that starts again. These flyers are kind of posted around. Starts the 19th. We're going to run it the first and third, opposite of board meetings, the first and third Tuesday of every month. Right now, we're doing it in the Seneca MPR, or kind of cafeteria room. So come out for that. And we also, just to mention, we also have the Allegheny Indigenous Youth Coalition, which is used to be formerly known as SYC. That's how Shayla runs that. She's the advisor for Title VI this year, and she'll be running that in Rachel Wolf's class room, the Seneca classroom, and that's usually about from 2:45 to kind of whenever they able to get done. Their students have to go to their sports or whatever, so they try to start at 2:45 after school. And look for the announcements. Levi will be announcing those as we go throughout the year. And again, all these are just different things. Learning our council, our coalition helps Title VI and our Indigenous Parent Committee spend funds down and how you guys want it to be spent down, and academically, field trip wise, things that you guys want to see culturally, presenters, authors, artists, all these things that really our Indigenous Parent Committee here, and I'm glad there's a lot of students here. It is named the Parent Committee, but it's really involving all community members, tribal members, students. We have 2 students right now involved in our committee that are putting their input in, great input so far. So I encourage as many students, maybe, I know a lot of times for the classes, they say, go to your board meetings and it'll count for something. Let's make this also count for something, maybe, I don't know. I gotta talk to the right teachers, but it'd be nice because, Title VI and what I work with is everything for you guys, for the students, and how we're gonna academically and culturally make a hybrid of things that we want to do with field trips and again, presenters and all those things I mentioned before. So I would like to hear from you guys first and what you guys want. So bring that to the IPC, and that's actually next tomorrow at 6. We have that, and I provide food as well for everyone. So maybe you can make some time to come right in this room tomorrow at 6. And we do that the second second Wednesday of every month as well. So, and then NIEA trip is coming up real quick. We'll have like 1 or 2 board meetings before NIEA trip. So that's on October 17th. And that's really quick stuff for Title VI. Been rolling along. IPC's been stronger than ever. So.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other communications? Nope. Okay. Then we will move on to the central office message. Erin, do you have anything?
Yeah, actually, we did, I think it was last week. Weeks are blending in already. Yeah, it was last Wednesday. We did our first community food giveaway food presentation, cooking demonstration kind of thing. We didn't have as good a turnout as we wanted, primarily because of, one, there was a lot of stuff going on, and two, we were late in getting the word out. But, here's the official word for November. It's on November 8th. Wednesday, the 8th, it will be, because it's, Native American Heritage Month, it will be, indigenous foods, starting with bison, and we're not sure what else the rest of the box will contain, but once we get that information in the next couple weeks, we'll get that out to everyone, and hope to see a whole lot more people there. We had about 10 there, but they all enjoyed it, and the food was great, and looking forward to doing more of them.
Are there any special requirements to be eligible for that?
Only to be a district president.
Okay. Dr. Controller, you have anything?
I do. I wanted to share some of the things that I've been working on since I came. First, I thought it would be important to talk about some of the things that I've addressed on our immediate goals, and first to improve reading and math too. I've been having regular meetings with our instructional coaches and our math and reading interventionists about meaningful assessments, meeting our children where they are, finding out where they are, and seeing the best ways to move forward. We've been talking about developmentally appropriate practice, make sure that what assessments and instructions going on at the different grade levels is appropriate for them developmentally at their age and grade level. We are looking at performance data through this lens now. So we're having regular meetings. So these relationships are being established now. We're really meeting regularly and doing some good work. We feel like with clear performance information, we can make better informed decisions about curriculum and materials and assessments, make sure we're using meaningful ones to give us the information we need to prescribe the best curriculum and instruction. Also about tier 2, we've been looking at tier 1 and tier 2 and tier 3 instruction and what that means across the district. So far, I've been working with Prospect, and I'm going to be moving into Seneca and the high school. We're examining contact time. How many times our interventionists are meeting a week, and then how many times what are the minutes like? Because contact time is everything. How many times the interventionists are meeting with our children that need support, and there has to be a clear specification between tier 2 and tier 3. We've looked at that as far as minutes and days. And they are doing a super job. They're meeting our children 5 days a week, which is really, really awesome. I was really impressed with that. We're working in the area of student attendance. I've met with our 2 attendance officers, both Alone and Kristen Dudek. We have found that there were some discrepancies in what the goals were. So today we met with both of them, and we clearly had a plan laid out as to where our protocol is going to be when children are absent, what the phone call protocol looks like, how our interventions with each family is specific and individual to each family's needs, and how we're involving our family school liaisons, how we're involving our counselors. So we're pulling everyone in, and now we have a good order of how we're doing things. And especially if someone's absent, because when our school attendance officers are absent, we're also looking at sustainability. If you're sick, if you're absent, how does the show go on? How will these parents still call, and who are the best people to pick up those roles when you're not here? And lastly, additionally, we're dovetailing on Aaron Miller's work. I've been working specifically with Andrea Cook and in the classroom at Prospect to help support that teacher for cultural and language integration. It's a brand new classroom. There's so much we can do in there. So Andrea and I have scheduled a quick walkthrough through the museum, so we can think of ideas to bring back to the teacher and see which ways we can really make that classroom come alive, because it's brand new and ready to go. Now we have to bring all that cultural richness to that classroom, and we have some good ideas already, but we did want to do that walkthrough and start some good ideas too.
Okay. Thank you. Next, we'll move on to our Board of Education message. Kristen, you want to lead us off?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, first off, it's very exciting to be here, and this is officially my first meeting as the school year is getting started, and it's good to see right away to see all the students and administrative staff, everybody here, all coming together to see what's going on with the school district and the board. Yeah, not a whole lot really to say. I mean, one thing I was kind of contemplating whether I didn't know if I wanted to bring it up or not, but I wanted to make sure I send all my love and prayer to the Ross family. Nobody else touched on it. I just didn't know, I just wanted to, I guess send my love their way. And I'll be thinking about them. So it's kind of it.
Thanks. Ed?
Just wanted to welcome everybody back. Amazing how fast the summer flew by, and now we're starting the school year, which was kind of coincided with what I got put forward to. The last week there was a really nice article that Carl Sanfilippo and Baldwinsville football team came down, practice, used their facilities, and he had some pretty good praise about the school and everything there, which really says something because they're a big school, travel around all over the place. And that was kind of nice to see kind of at the end of the summer, which the following week school begins. And it's good that we've been able to get our facilities to the point where we are getting recognition from all over the place. But now it's the first couple of weeks of organized chaos, and let's focus on the students now and in the classroom and go from there. That's all I have. And then the construction looks like it's going forward and it's starting to look good. Once you can figure out what door to get into.
There you go. That's right.
Tracy?
Like to welcome all the students. I've never seen so many students here at one time before. Hope it continues like this in future meetings. Like to welcome everybody back to school. I've been hearing and reading that so far everybody's been having a good first week today, so I'm hoping that continues for everybody's staff and students both as well. I guess that's about it.
Okay. Thank you. Carrie?
Yeah, you just touched on one of the things I wanted to touch on, the fact that the students are here. School just started and we've got a ton of students here already. That's awesome. I'm sure we can find a way to make this mandatory that you guys show up at every board meeting. We'll work on that. But next time, bring a friend. We want to see more people at the board meetings. Bring an uncle, parent, whatever. No, it's good to see people here, just to see what's going on. Sometimes it gets pretty boring and it's pretty dry, and sometimes it takes 20 minutes to do the board meeting. Sometimes we're here for 2 hours, but thanks for coming, appreciate it. I just wanted to mention another thing. I like what we're doing. It's out on Facebook. I don't know, a week ago, and I just pulled up the picture. Good attendance matters, and then I see we start to have signs out there. That's a great initiative. Just starting school and making sure that kids are getting to school. That's so important, and I like it. You got to be here to learn, So that's one of the things that I really like to push that we're doing. Make sure that we try to keep our kids here, get our kids here. And I'm glad you touched on working with the attendance officers. That's important. You can't learn unless you're here. So hopefully we'll work on our attendance rates this year. Hopefully that'll come up a little more and work on getting our kids smarter. That's one of our biggest goals, make our kids smarter. Other than that, welcome back, everybody. I'm glad school has started, off and running, and thank all of our staff. As always, thank you all for everything you guys do. It's appreciated. That's all I got.
Okay, thanks, Carrie. I'd like to touch on what Kristen said. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Ross family. They're going through a tough time. Just to remind the students and the staff that we do have supports in place. So if you're having a problem, don't be afraid to reach out, because there's tons of people that are available to help if you find that you're struggling. So please don't be afraid to reach out. If you're not sure who to talk to, you can email anybody on this panel and we'll point in the right direction. Talk to your principals, talk to your guidance counselors. They're there to help and help you go through this tough time. I am also very glad to see all the students here. It's always good to have you here and listen to kind of what we say. So I'm gonna just get on the soapbox for a minute and say, if there's ideas that you see or you feel that you feel could make this school a better place, don't be afraid to share them, because we love it when students advocate for new ideas, for positive change, for maybe something that's going on that we don't realize. So please don't be afraid to advocate and reach out again to your principals, your guidance counselors, or to anybody on this board. And that goes along to the staff too. You know, we're here to support the staff. I think this board, we are not like other boards, and we're glad about that because we're unique. But we always want to pass that message on that we're here to support our staff, because happy staff that want to come to work and want to be here, want to teach our kids. And that makes our kids want to come to school, makes our kids want to learn. And just going back to Mr. John's point, it makes our kids smarter. So that is a number one board goal. We want to make our kids smarter. We want to make our school the best place that it can be. So we are always open to hear your ideas. So if you have them, please do not be afraid to share them, because maybe other boards don't listen or don't care, but we like to micromanage once in a while and stick our nose where it doesn't belong. I mean, I think.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Agree with that. So please, don't be afraid to share ideas, because we really do like hearing from not just students and staff, but community members, whoever it is. That's the kind of atmosphere that we want. You know, we like to think we do everything perfect. We know that we don't. So if there's areas for us to improve, that's what we want to do. And sometimes we have to hear the bad to get to the good. So whether it's a transportation issue or a cleaning issue or a teaching issue, whatever it might be, please do not be afraid to reach out. And again, welcome back to everybody. And I hope everybody has a great school year. I'll turn it over to you, Dr.
Thank you.
I'll turn it over.
So the 23-24, think about that for a moment, 2024 school year, seems unbelievable that we're here already, has really started off very smoothly. And the beginning of the school year, the beginning of the school day, for most of our students starts with transportation. And I first want to just acknowledge the great work that's been done by our transportation department, and that includes our CIO, and I'll talk about that in a moment. An incredible amount of time and effort goes into ensuring our students, many of them, 4 years old, to ensure that they arrive at school and back home safely each and every day. And watching the first buses arrive at Prospect on the first day of school with some of our younger students, the amount of care that was exhibited by our school bus drivers is absolutely remarkable. And an equal amount of care was exhibited by our educators as they walked the exhausted students back to the bus at the end of the day. So great job across the board. If you've seen the news, you saw some other local districts that may have left 7% of their students behind, didn't get picked up. And it's actually understandable how something like that can happen. An awful lot has to be in place, and a lot of checking and double checking has to go. And a lot of that deals with the information that we have. And it's one of those roles that sort of happens behind the scenes, is that of our chief information officer, but in our case, having to be Kristen Dudek. Those addresses for students change very frequently, a lot over the summer. And then for many of our students, the pick up and drop off locations are different every day, or they change on a weekly basis, depending upon who they're with. Our district honors those requests from parents. It makes things very complicated, but through the diligent work of our folks behind the scenes with the data and the work of the transportation office, really, I believe we do an excellent job. There are certainly some circumstances where, we have to make phone calls, but no students get dropped off when parents aren't there. So while it might take us a little bit longer on this first couple of days, I'm very proud of the work that was done by everybody that was involved with that. I also just want to thank our educators and leaders who ensure our schools were welcoming and safe for our students as they returned back. Thank you to our school safety officers who do much more than watch our entrances. These guys and ladies and gentlemen, they welcome our students into the building every day. They build relationships with our students, and that's critical to the overall success as well as especially for the safety. I also just wanted to mention with regard to Aaron Miller, one thing that was different this year, and I attribute it to him, with the back to school picnics, was we had dancers this year, which was absolutely terrific. And it was great for me to see Mr. Miller just sort of jump in, right, in the high school. And it really just offered an entirely different perspective. It seemed to make it okay. It wasn't just a certain group of people coming in, it was people that are here. And to see you jump in and dance was just a credit to you and made everything just seem that much more real. So I appreciate that. It didn't go unrecognized. Overall, I think we're really excited for this upcoming year. There are a lot of great things happening, and we're really looking forward to a successful year. Go Warriors.
Go Warriors. All right. Next, we have our consent agenda. So we need a motion to approve the consent agenda. Motion. Motion by Tracy, second by Christian. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carried. We have no old business. Under our new business, we have our Warrior logo. So we need a motion to approve the new Warrior logo. Motion by Carrie.
Second.
Second by Tracy. Are there, is it that?
We're tied.
Well, that was a pretty dead kind right there.
Ladies before gentlemen, right? Pat?
But,
Okay, motion by Carrie, second by Tracy. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Item B is our SATSA MOA. So we need a motion to approve the SATSA MOA. Motion by Christian,
Second.
second by Tad. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item C is our Salamanca Teacher Association Memorandum of Agreement. So we need a motion to approve the SBA MOA.
Motion.
Motion by Tad,
Second.
second by Terry. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item D is our Consolidated Services Unit MOA. So we need a motion to approve the CSU's MOA.
motion.
Motion by Christian,
Second.
second by Tad. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item E is our contract with Cat Wyoming County Project Head Start. So we need a motion to approve those agreements for the 23-24 school year for $56,063.
Motion.
Motion by Tracy,
Second.
second by Carrie. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Next, item F is our contract with Seneca Nation of Indians Head Start. And again, this is for our 23-24 school year. So we need a motion to approve that agreement.
Motion.
Motion by Christian,
Second.
second by Tad. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item G is Medicaid. Let's see, so we need a motion to approve the Medicaid resolution items.
Motion.
Motion by Tracy,
Second.
second by Christian. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item H is our consultant, Gabby Papa. So we need a motion to approve her Native American Curriculum Team Consulting from June 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. We need a motion to approve that agreement.
Motion.
Motion by Tad,
Second.
second by Tracy. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item I is our worker compensation and board of directors delegate and alternate. So we have our delegate is Karen and our alternate is Dr. Beeler. So we need a motion to approve the delegate and the alternate.
Motion.
Motion by Carrie,
Second.
second by Tracy. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item J is our change orders and allowance distribution. So we have increase for Huber of 19,584, a decrease in Beck Electric for 35,227, an increase for Beck of 1,443. And then we also have an allowance disbursement of Huber for 15,662. So we need a motion to approve the change orders and allowance distributions.
Motion.
Motion by Carrie,
Second.
second by Christian. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Next, we have some creations of some positions for July 1st of 2023. For an athletic trainer, August 1st of 2023 for a TA. August 28th for another TA, and then September 1st for another TA. So we need a motion to approve the creation of positions.
Motion.
Motion by Tracy,
Second.
second by Tad. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Next, item L, we have creative bank TNA account for esports. So we need a motion to approve the new creation of the new account.
Motion.
Motion by Christian,
Second.
second by Terry. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item M is our standard workday and reporting resolutions. So we need a motion to approve, the patient code 70048. So we could please, get a motion to approve the standard workday resolution.
Motion.
Motion by Tad,
Second.
second by Tracy. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item N is our BOCES contracted transportation to St. Mary's School for the Deaf. And that is for July 5th, 20. Okay, July 5th, 2024 through August 30th, 2024, with an estimated cost of $24,120. So we need a motion to approve that contract.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Christian, second by Carrie. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item O is our LR Home Development Company lease agreement and lease addendum. So we need a motion to approve the lease from September 13th, 2023. And the superintendent to execute the agreement. So we have a motion to approve the lease addendum.
Motion.
Motion by Tracy,
Second.
second by Christian. Are there any questions?
Yeah. What are we doing with this space?
So this space is going to be utilized by EPIC, so that's Every Person Influences Children, for I don't know, it's a different acronym, but it's essentially a family resource center. That will be a location that many of our community members can come to take courses and what other services they're providing there. We just had a presentation on it a month ago, and now we're excited that it's going to be open. So the extended area that is going to be utilized includes what used to be the old dojo or the cafeteria of St. Pat's. There'll be childcare that will be available while the parents are there learning some other techniques for improving everything from reading skills with their students or children to family engagement practices that will help them to essentially become better parents. It's essentially a family resource center, and all of our community members and parents will be able to take advantage of that right there, essentially in the middle of town.
Thank you.
Second question. Explain number one, payment in lieu of rent.
So this is similar to the addenda or the original lease. As opposed to paying rent for the facility, the original lease doesn't pay rent, it pays essentially for the services that are provided there. So electric, utilities, it's compensation for those as opposed to rent of the space.
Any other questions? All right, then we got a motion by Tracy, second by Christian, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item 8 is our personnel consent agenda. Item B is we need our approval for our personnel consent agenda for all items listed in 8A.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Tracy, second by Carrie. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item C is our lead evaluators and administrators, and lead evaluators of teachers. So we need a motion to approve the lead evaluators and administrators for 23-24. And then our lead evaluators.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Christian, second by Tad. Are there any questions?
Yeah. Lynette McGarrett retiring.
She did, but in an upcoming meeting, we're going to propose that she come back to assist with observations. Exciting. She's
bored.
Yeah,
Not much.
We need subs.
that's right.
Okay, but this isn't the cart before the horse then?
Well, she'll be approved. We put her into this simply because it was just made sense with everybody all at the same time. It doesn't commit us in any way to having her.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
You still will have the opportunity to vote on her.
Okay. Talk her into being a sub too.
Yep.
Absolutely. You got it.
All right, then we got a motion by Christian, second by Tad, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item D is our appointment to Committee on Special Education, including and preschool special education, and authorize the CSE and the CPSE referral. Designate. So we need a motion to approve all the appointments.
Motion.
Motion by Tracy,
Second.
second by Tad. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. And finally, do we have any new staff that we'd like to?
We do. We have several. Should we start at the high school? All right, Mr. Siebert.
So I'd like to actually recognize two different staff members that we have present. Jamie Berg is on the Zoom call. Jamie is going to be our new ELA teacher. Amber Kusick had moved on to her home district. He comes extremely highly recommended. He is a very innovative and engaging teacher who values the relationships that he builds. He's excited to make a positive impact on our student body. And he's looking forward to working closer to home so he can spend more time involved with our student activities after regular school hours. And so Jamie's on the screen right there. Jamie, give a wave.
All right.
And you gotta give a speech.
Next time, I promise.
Okay.
All right, welcome.
So that's Jamie.
Thank you.
I'd also like to introduce Jen Hawkins. Jen is transitioning from our one of our teacher assistants that was located in our Center for All, hoping to tutor some of our students last year. The one thing about Jen is she's very highly involved in really all aspects of the school. You can find her pretty much anywhere doing anything, but she has moved on to take a teacher position in our 12-1 classroom. So that's a nice big step for her, moving in the direction of working more closely with students and families. So we are very excited to have her, feeling it's going to be a perfect fit to build those relationships with those kids and those. That's Jen.
Okay.
Speech.
Welcome.
We've already cooked twice.
Some good applesauce.
Terrific. Mrs. Beaver.
I have Amy Kansasky, she's on Zoom. She's gonna be taking over as our long-term sub in 7th grade math this school year. She is a dedicated educator coming out of retirement. She just retired in June and she's ready to come back at it. She's coming back to Salamanca. Super excited to have her. We knew right in the interview that she was a perfect fit, and she was super passionate and just dedicated to education, that she would be exactly what our middle schoolers needed, and a great addition. So we're super happy to have you, Amy. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
I look forward to it too.
All right, speech.
I love hearing your views as a school board and how you're interested in just moving the program forward and listening to what the kids need. And I love the Native American spin, the fact that, you know, that is in the forefront of educating at Salamanca, which makes me very happy. I started teaching on the Navajo reservation, and I just think that cultural awareness is key to reaching these kids.
Let's see. Mrs. Oaks, do we have anyone? Not this time. Mr. Parisi, I believe you do.
I have some.
All right.
So I'd like to introduce Alyssa Simon. Alyssa Simon will be serving as our new assistant director of special education. So Ms. Simon is coming to us with experience as a school psychologist, both at Mental Academy, which is, for folks know, that's a much more of a challenging population for kids with special needs, where she has a lot of experience with behavioral analysis supports, which is something that we will have been looking for quite a long time, to have somebody come in with some behavioral support on the background, as well as CPI and TCI, which are both de-escalation trainings that we offer here in the district. She comes with that as well. Has chaired CSC meetings for the school psychologist. So we talked about how the opportunity to have somebody like Ms. Simon come on board is going to help not just our school psychologists be more available to our kids, but also more available to our support staff. And she can then advise as well in that regard. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, too, you had experience in Niagara Falls working with Indigenous students as well, too, right? Yeah. So she also has experience working with Indigenous students in previous experiences as well. So really excited to have her come on board and balance me out a little bit. So.
Speech.
I'm excited to be here.
Great.
We have any?
I believe that is everyone.
All right, well, I just like
All right.
to say, welcome, everybody.
Yes, well, Billy is here, and I think what did we need to do? We revised her appointment as a keyboard specialist. So you did a great job. Thank you. Over the summer.
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah.
All right.
No speech, please.
Yeah, those-
No one else, then I'd like to say welcome, everybody. Next, we'll move on to our board information reports and discussion. So we have a couple transfers. Couple transfers. Enrollment data. Our capital projects phase 3 summary report. And of course, our upcoming events. Tomorrow is our Indigenous Education Committee meeting, held at 4:30 right here. 9:17 is NAFIS fall conference. 9:19 is Finance Committee. And again, 9:26 for all of you students. We have our next Board of Education meeting, so I hope I'll see a lot of you back here. Or tell your friends how much fun they are. So, and if you're a staff, please feel free to come and share your comments. We're always glad to hear from everybody again.
And remember, we do got a promise speech from Mr. Berg at the next meeting.
Right, so you gotta show up.
And I actually feed you guys at my meetings.
Yeah. So,
Tomorrow at 6.
Somebody's plugging it, like, yes, everybody show up. Okay, we're actually. So thank you, everybody, for coming and back.
Hold on.
please.
I knew this was coming as soon as I called it a Family Resource Center. I was waiting for Kristen Dudek to say, you're wrong, it's the Family Opportunity Center. And here's the flyer. There's already events happening at the new location. So September 26th from 5 to 6 p.m. is bingo for books. There is free pizza and drinks will be provided. This information is also available on our website. We have been identified as the Cattaraugus, so Salamanca actually hosts the entire Cattaraugus Center, so that's identified at 79 River Street, so we were asking what else is happening there. And I believe we have one other, yes, so some of the other occurrences that happen at the Family Opportunity Center, it's a community play space. We have referrals for a whole slew of resources, basically anything that parents and families would need. Tools for improving communication and connection with other families. So this is all available on our website as well as through Facebook, and we encourage everyone to participate.
All right, thank you. With that, we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Christian, second by Carrie, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Notice we're going to be 45 minutes.
Yeah.